guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah Ruth, and we are continuing our Proverbs 31 series. Today we're going to be doing verses 23 and 24. I am currently reading the English Standard Version. Her husband is known in the gates when he sits among the elders of the land. She makes linen garments and sells them. She delivers sashes to the merchant. A couple things jumped out at me in this section. Both the husband and the wife in this section have their own individual good reputations amongst their people, their community. So he's known at the gates, he sits amongst the elders, and she is well known like amongst the merchants. So, this is like a busier town. They're probably like live on the water somewhere, so there's a lot of like people coming in and out, there's a lot of trade going on, and she has this reputation for having good business. For someone like me, and a lot of you guys probably watching, if you're like single and like believing the Lord for a marriage and family one day, what I took away from this is that I should be living at the standard that I expect my future husband to be living at. If they both have good reputations, that means that I have to cultivate a good reputation for myself before I can expect someone else of good reputation to like confine me. But at the same time, you can't control anybody, right? You really can only control yourself. You can't control your husband's behavior. And so you ultimately have to trust in God to either bring you a man of good reputation and be praying in that direction, or if you're someone who's already married, trust God to cultivate that behavior in your husband right now. I don't have a lot of notes on this section because I came to the conclusion that pretty much the only thing that you could do for something like this is to pray and fast in that direction. So like for me, that looks like praying very specifically and intentionally for my future husband, as well as asking the Lord to prepare me, like help me cultivate that good reputation, help me like grow in my work ethic, grow in my faith, whatever reputation that might be, whatever occupation that might look like, whatever career the Lord might want me to like switch over to, whatever friend he wants me to be, like what he wants me to be known for in my friendships, like asking the Lord to do that in me right now, and at the same time praying and fasting for this husband I don't yet have, that praying and fasting and asking the Lord to do the same in him. And yeah, the reason why like I don't have very many notes is because it's like that's really all you can do, right? In your personal like journey in that, the Lord will give you like specific instructions for your situation, whether that be, change to this career, start a YouTube channel, like something, something very like unique and specific to you. Like you'll get that as you walk with him, but that foundational universal action for all of us is to pray and fast in that direction. It ultimately comes down to how much you trust God to prepare you and prepare your future husband or your current husband. A podcast that I really like to listen to is called the Dear Future Husband podcast. I'll like link one of the recent episodes that I was listening to in the description below if you guys want to like check it out if you've never heard of it before. It's hosted by Christian Bevere, who is the daughter-in-law of Lisa Bevere, who I love. I mean, their whole family is great. They have like a bunch of different podcasts that different family members host, and so the Dear Future Husband podcast has been really cool for me to listen to, and just like following their account on Instagram. I think she just like released a book too, which I haven't gotten yet, but I do want to at some point like this summer. But it's been cool to listen to that because there are seasons in life where you might have a lot of motivation to pray, and then seasons where like maybe you've just like experienced a lot of disappointment and you've stopped praying, or like you're just praying kind of lackadaisically, like you're not, there's no passion there. That's kind of like what I'm trying to get out of like now. Like I'm trying to revive that prayer that I used to have passion for, And so, yeah, like praying for my future husband, like I've been doing that since I was like a teenager. And, you know, without going into like crazy detail, I've like been disappointed a lot, like getting my hopes up, like this relationship, that, whatever. And then, you know, being let down, like seeing something that I thought was going to happen and it didn't happen. And so like that happens over and over. Especially like just the older you get, like the later you get into your 20s and you're like, oh, like 30's coming up on the horizon. And it's like that disappointment is still like the pattern in this area of my life, no matter, you know, despite the amount of prayer I've been doing. You know, it gets tiring, it's exhausting, you start to feel a little bit silly for like still asking the Lord for that. And so like I've definitely like been in a season where, you know, I don't prioritize praying for that, praying for other things, praying for other people who ask for prayer. But like when it comes to praying for myself, especially like in that area, like just kind of like lost like the passion I used to have for it. And so I'm in a season where like the Lord is very clearly like stirring that back up in me. And you know, kind of like when you start working out again after like long periods of not working out, like you stumble to get back into a rhythm of it. You know, you get like really sore, and then like you like skip a couple workouts because you're super sore. Like it's just kind of like clunky and awkward trying to get back into it. But that podcast has helped me slowly get back into that rhythm. And like they'll post like guided prayers too, so like there are some times where I'm just like, I want to pray for that, like I don't even like really have the words for it, like I can't really form the thoughts fully. And so like having like those guided specific prayers, I'll like write them down on note cards and like flip through, like if I'm like, okay, it's time to pray, like I set this time aside to do that, but I'm like, my mind is kind of blank or foggy, I'll go to my cards and, you know, read through some of those guided prayers, and that will help like work that muscle a little bit, kind of like a little like mini workout to like work you back up to where you were before. So I highly recommend that if you are, whether you're like a single woman praying for a husband, or like if you are married and you're not currently praying for your husband the way you feel like you should, but you want to, you just don't know like where to start. I will link that podcast and their Instagram too, just because it's just really great. I've gotten a lot out of it. But yeah, that's the conclusion I got from these two verses, is just like, yeah, pray for your reputation. It's not just about your reputation in whatever community you're in. Not that that's not important, but if that reputation is flowing out of like your real genuine character, that means that you're bringing the best of yourself to every area of your life, including your relationship, including your marriage, and your parenting if you have children. So pray and fast for that, whatever that looks like for you, whatever rhythm you have to get into. If you don't have the passion for it, ask God to give you the inspiration for it. Like he has no shortage of inspiration to give you. So just ask for it, and he'll bring people or resources into your life to help stir that in you. But yeah, I encourage you to do that. That's what I'm currently doing, and hopefully at some point I won't like need guided prayers. Not that you know there's anything wrong with guided prayers, but like, you know, there was just like a time where like I just had so much to say on my own, and so like I will get back there eventually. But yeah, I'm really appreciative for like those little training wheels that God comes and puts on you so you can get back to riding at full speed with just two wheels. It's a lot of analogies. Anyway, I hope you guys got something out of this. If you have other thoughts on these verses or like on previous videos, let me know in the comments. We're getting to the end of this section. We have like, I think 3 more videos, 3 or 4, I'm not sure. I don't have like my full outline in front of me, but yeah, when I'm done with the series, not sure what the next thing is going to be, but I'm sure I'll get something. But if you guys have suggestions, totally let me know in the comments, and yeah, I will see you guys next time.